Guys, welcome to this throwing and training update video, and I hope to bring these at least twice a month, maybe 3 times depending on how throwing and training is going. So yeah, so this one will be more of a broad video. This will just go over kind of what I've done, what I plan to do, and yeah. So throwing wise, I want to start off with what I have accomplished so far. So 11 months out currently from Tommy John surgery, and I feel like my throwing is a little bit behind right now in terms of recovery wise. I should be probably about 2 weeks ahead of right now, so it's not too bad. I'm not too far off, but I feel like I am taking it slow, and that's good. If I was taking it too fast and I was ahead of schedule, I would kind of be a little bit worried day in, day out. But I feel like right now I'm in that sweet spot of where I can start working a little bit harder. And yeah. So what are my plans in the future? How do I plan to get back off a mound, get back to a team? So right now, I plan to learn how to throw before pitch, and that is a weird concept, I know. But before I even think about getting off a mound again and pitching, I need to learn how to throw. I need to learn how just to play catch and be efficient in my movement pattern. And the way I plan to do that is through a plyo care routine every day, or not every day, but semi-daily. And use Driveline plyo care routine and weighted baseballs to do that. So probably if you want to know what a plyo care routine is, just look it up. I promise it will be one of the first posts most likely. So yeah. And long toss will obviously be a huge factor. I'll be doing that about 5 times a week probably, depending on workload. And where I want to be at is the big question. So within the next month, I want to be able to start throwing with max intent, start pushing the envelope a little bit, trying to get a little bit more out of my arm, start going for gains, and still focusing on my movement pattern, but also trying to implement some high intent in there. And I plan to do that just through the plyo care routine. I'll have velo days, and then obviously I'll be throwing off a mound, just monitoring my velocity because I do have a gun here, so I can keep up to date pretty well with that. And here in about a month, I should be going back up to Florida to probably train a month, maybe longer, maybe shorter. It depends on how everything's looking at that point in time, because anything can happen. So yeah. So that is it for the throwing. Whenever the next video comes out, I'll be able to give it a little bit better update through week in, week out basis, what I changed that week and what I'm doing. So yeah. But basically so far with throwing, not much has really no huge milestones yet. Just 83.4 off the mound is the highest, but I plan to hit 85 this week just to reach that milestone, and then 90's coming. So yeah. So off to training. So training wise, I feel like my upper body strength is the best it's ever been. Even before surgery, I was not as strong as I am right now. I am able to probably bench up to 300 to 315 at the moment. I'm doing body weight pull-ups up to 20 reps if I wanted to max out. I'm rowing 100-pound dumbbells for 20 to 30 reps. And all those things I couldn't do probably pre-surgery. I know for sure I couldn't bench as much as I could bench right now. Pull-ups were in and out. Dumbbell row, I'm the strongest I've ever been, no doubt there. But yeah. And let's see, where do I want to go next? I want to touch on probably how I feel my strength training has helped me come back from throwing. So my strength training has obviously helped me come back from throwing and not re-tear my UCL, but I feel like by strengthening all the muscles in the upper body, I'm protecting that UCL even more from taking on that workload that I'm putting throwing wise and training wise. So yeah, that is what I think strength training should come first in a throwing program. I feel like if you're throwing a baseball before you're working on your strength, you're going to be very, very I'm trying to think, I can't think of the word, but you'll be primed up for injury, more than likely. That's not the word, but that's what we're going to use. You will have a high chance of injury, and if you don't get injured, then you're just lucky. It's kind of, you're just playing the odds then if you're not strength training before throwing. So I wanted to make sure my strength came back before I even touched the baseball with high intent. But it's safe to say right now my strength is the highest it's ever been upper body wise and lower body wise. What I want to touch on there is my back has been bothering me just a little bit. So squats have not been used at the moment because I feel like they are where my pain actually, that's when it hurts the most, is whenever I have a bar on my back and I'm squatting, because I feel like it's putting some pressure on my spine, and my lumbar spine is actually where my back's hurt, so my lower back. But I'm able to deadlift, so right now I'm just working on the deadlifts, making sure my form is keyed in. Still doing some hamstring work, some quad work, just not using squats. I'm using single leg squats and hip thrust to work the glutes and hamstrings and quads, and I don't work my calves, but they're looking mighty fine. But yeah, that's kind of just an update video. If anybody was wondering where I'm at right now, I don't want to go too in depth in this video, but my next throwing an update vlog, which will probably come out next Monday, will give a little bit more in depth of what I'm doing week in, week out, and how my training is looking. And yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comment them, email, Twitter, Instagram, DM, something. I will always be there. I'm on social media all day trying to, do that. So I hope y'all enjoyed. I'll catch y'all next time.